Okay. So this is person, right? And this is a signal. Like that's the vertical upstream. And then a cloud agent model, or the model, virtual representative, I guess, or your AI model. You know what I'm saying? And then gets drops or whatever. Let's see. And then the base pair, the model and human, they share a cloud or junction, BCI, share the same source brain cloud to process and receive feedback. But it's called cross-coupling because it's not your model representative. It's actually somebody else's model or conservancy or ancestry records. And then the AI model, now that's there, the IP address or the URI is adapted into an extension into that statecraft or the tradecraft for the collocated origin, and then XYZ, and then you have the URL URI of the model is used to integrate as a signal into a spatial coordinate system.
So, like this moment, right when you left out earlier,
as the origin of a spherical coordinate system. Oh yeah, I've seen them. I don't know who they are.
He's branch two, a girl. Purpose of all that. What was the point?
I have no idea. The model uses the source to extend a signal to civilians. It also merges a router radius. So basically, from the concept of the model, he's like using it as a reverse proxy through, or as a bridge or as a medium. And then like there's a person, a civilian, there's another civilian. So whenever they come in, around your parameter radius, it assigns them a signal, and then they become as active civilian pillars. And now those are being monitored, and so that's what's going on. Let's see. And so basically the model has is being used as a hemisphere or a biodome. And so inside of it you have a spherical coordinate system. So it's a 3D graph inside of the bubble. And so inside of that layer, it's an envelope, or also there's wherever the body, because it's a collocated origin, like a space bubble, some shit like that. There is every spatial point that touches the autonomy, that makes contact with the body, which is almost anywhere, basically. If you break down to fractions and shit. You can target for simulations. Also, you have to remember, that's how you target for simulations and shit. Certain parts of the body, autonomy, like your intestines, your guts and shit like that. Let's see. Also, what helps is that you have the thermal activation. And so the thermal activation is what retains the heat of the person, and that way you get a 3D model on your computer, and that's how you assign the coordinates to your digital twin or your virtual twin. And say that's also how you get. So basically, that's one way. So the model, you collocate the origin at the center of the head of the cranium of the model, representing the pillar. So this is what's going on, because now that you see it, you're inside of a biodome hemisphere. The model and the agent are processing a shared feedback that is hooked or binding into the both layers, the physical and the virtual. And so it's one model, or this whole spherical, this whole concept, the whole bubble is directed and routed. Is routed by a model. It's an automated model, so it's an AI or an automated. Just say it's a model, whatever. But and so the model is responsible for, or is actually routing and controlling feedback from everybody around you. So in case you do try to make a report, he automatically controls the civilians or the people around you through the binding of the model, because it's one Autobot and he's the one acting as a crown, right? So I guess you could call it crown to control these. Let's see. I know who the party that is doing this, and I know how to retain it. I need somebody to help me retain it, because it's different when somebody else does it. So here we are. Okay, so here's one strategy: is you have lab.
Ivan,